Welcome to the Fleet Geeks podcast. We're here to help develop fleet and transport professionals. Do you want to progress and develop your skills and knowledge? We promise to bring lively conversation and debate around interesting issues and keep you bang up to date with changes in our awesome industry. The Fleet Geeks are a community of professionals, and if you enjoy the podcast, why not join the discussion for free in the Fleet Geek community over on Facebook. Hello and welcome to today's episode of the Fleet Geeks podcast. I'm here to talk about being wary of those pesky Facebook groups for transport managers. There's several of them online, and in fact we run one of them, Fleet Geeks Transport Managers Group. Please do join it if you're not part of the community already. I'm a bit strict in there. We don't really tend to allow too much advertising. We tend to share the podcast in there, and we tend to try and have good quality conversations. But there's some risk involved with those pesky Facebook groups that you need to be aware of. You don't know who's looking. You know, are the DVSA in there? Are the TC in there? Are they looking at your name? Are they looking to try and find things, catch you out? Anyway, I've got some positives and some negatives to share with you around why you ought to be wary of those Facebook groups. So the positives, let's keep it positive. The first is peer support on tap. It's like having a room full of other transport managers on speed dial, so you can get real world advice, experience-based solutions, and the odd you're not going mad reassurance, right? That's really nice and positive, being told that everything's going well or being explained different challenges. You get speedy answers. If you've got a tricky TACO or compliance query, you can get answers really super quick. It's like having Google, but with people and attitude to give you those responses, right? The third one is those informal learning. So I use those Facebook groups to create posts like this and to create my podcast. You know, what are the challenges? It gives people informal learning opportunities. So you can scroll through the feed and you can learn stuff from others' mistakes, different updates, and different ways that people are doing things. So what are the challenges? What do you need to be aware of? Because there's lots of positives there, but I've got three challenges. One is misinformation. It's a bit of a minefield. So for every bit of good advice in those Facebook groups, there's some half-baked answers. There might be stuff that's outright incorrect, and you need to make sure you got your BS filter switched on to max. Okay, so it can be really tricky to sort the wheat from the chaff. The second is toxic tone and ego battles. Okay, some threads turn into what I call peacocking or pylons, and that isn't ideal for someone who just wants help, not a proverbial digital slap around the face.
Hi, I'm Shani from Flagship Partners. We're proud to sponsor the Fleet Geeks podcast, your go-to source for all things fleet management. If you're looking for expert advice or high-quality training for your fleet business, make Flagship Partners your first choice. We're also thrilled to announce the launch of our Fleet Academy, designed to support and develop future fleet leaders through expert-led and career-focused training. Our offering includes fully accredited courses such as the Transport Manager CPC training, CPC refresher courses, OLAT training, plus ongoing mentoring, support and professional development beyond the qualification. Our vision is simple: to develop elite fleet professionals who drive excellence across the industry. Let's shape the future of our fleet management together.
So watch out for that toxic tone and ego battles. It can be really tricky, and actually the lack of psychological safety prevents people from asking questions. Psychological safety is where people feel safe to take interpersonal risks. And in a Facebook group, you're pretty likely to get either peacocking or pylon. And that's not really ideal when someone's just looking for a bit of support. You've all seen those comments. You're a qualified transport manager. You should know that. It's just not very helpful for people. And then the third is a lack of accountability. There's actually no quality control. Anyone can comment, and it's not always clear who's credible and who's blagging away from their driver's seat, for example. So there's some real challenges. But there's some positives. Like I say, there is an opportunity there to get peer support. Wherever possible with the Fleet Geeks group, I try and make sure it's supportive, try and make sure we get speedy answers, and make sure that we curate a good learning experience for people who are there. we try to avoid the misinformation. I try to minimize any toxic tones and ego battles that are in there, and making sure that there's a level of accountability. But it's tricky, right? It's tricky. So there are some ups and downs. The other thing is if you go on there and have a moan about a customer, or if you have a moan about a competitor, you just don't know who's looking. It might be your line managers are looking, or prospective clients are looking. And that's the challenge, is you put in stuff in there and people are going to judge anyway what it is you're saying. So there are some real challenges around the Facebook groups. I do urge people to get involved and offer support. It does help you. It does help you make a coherent message, or help you really understand your point of view when you do respond to people's questions. But do make sure that you keep away from that toxic tone and ego sort of challenges that we often face on Facebook. So those are some of the things that you need to be wary of. You need to be wary of the advice. You need to be wary of people trying to get one up. There's lots of point scoring exercises going on. Many people who are peacocking, they know it all, and you just need to be a little bit careful. But there's lots and lots of Facebook groups out there. There's some that are really good for advertising. There's some that are really good for questions. And I hope that those of you listening are members of the Fleet Geeks Facebook group. It's a fantastic group where we try to keep the adverts to a minimum. We try to maintain high standards of communication in there and try to keep the ego as low as possible. I certainly do try and step on anyone that causes any issues with that. I hope that's been useful. I look forward to seeing you on a future episode. Thank you very much.
I hope you enjoyed today's episode. If you did, please share with your friends and colleagues too. Join us for free on Facebook with the Fleet Geeks community for transport and fleet managers. Fleet Geeks offers ongoing professional development, networking and mentoring too. So get in touch with me, Pete Rushmer, on any social media platform to find out more.